Hey everybody! Let's draw our very own succulent plant, complete with patterned pot and textured spikes. You will need a piece of paper, a pencil, and eraser, and something to color with to make your succulent today. You may have noticed I said succulent plant rather than just cactus. Succulents are plants that store water in their leaves. Cactus plants are succulents, but they're just one kind of succulent that you could draw today. Succulent plants come in many types, but they all have one thing in common. They all have juicy, squishy leaves that are filled with water. This is why succulents survive really well in dry places like deserts. I'm going to show you how to draw a few different types of succulent plants today, including a cactus. You can draw a whole garden in your pot with different types of plants, or just pick one and draw it big inside of your pot. To get started, choose whether you want your paper to be the vertical way, up and down to make a tall plant, or horizontal, the wide way, to make a wide pot with wide plants. Once you have decided, take the bottom of your paper and fold it up to the top, matching up the corners and edge before you crease. Now unfold the paper and see that we have a nice line going across the paper, splitting it in half. We are going to draw the pot under or below the line and the actual plant above the line. Let's start drawing. Pick how wide you want your pot to be by marking 2 dots on the line. Now draw a big smile that travels all the way down to the bottom of the paper and across from dot to dot. This is the bottom of the pot. Feel free to change the shape. Now we're going to draw the top of the pot where the plant will grow from. We want to be tricky artists and make it look like the pot is round and 3D, even though it's on flat paper. We're going to get this done by drawing a curved line from dot to dot. It makes another smile, but this time it's much higher up. Now draw the lip of the pot with another copycat line underneath that top line. Make sure it copies the top line with a curve. Remember, this is how we're going to trick people into thinking the pot is round. Now it's time for a little decoration. Use lines, shapes, and designs to create a pattern decoration on your pot. A pattern is a design made with repeated lines, shapes, or colors. I'm making a repeating shape pattern on the lip and the body of my pot. Now that our succulents have a nice comfy pot to grow in, it's time to draw them. I'm going to show you 4 different succulents that you could draw in your pot. You don't have to draw them all. You can pick your favorite one and draw it many times, or just draw one big one front and center in your pot. Or create a whole garden like me. Just watch the video for a moment to get some ideas for the type of succulent you would like to plant in your pot. After you've drawn the shapes and lines needed for your succulent plants, it's time to add some texture. Texture is how something feels if you were to touch it. Some succulents are really shiny and smooth, some are spiky and pokey, and some even have fuzzy fur growing on them. Let's be tricky artists again and use lines to make it look like our succulents have texture. You can add spikes to your succulent with little V's or check marks. Or you could add spikes with crisscrossing lines, like this. Or you could add spikes with little short straight lines all over your plant. Notice that I did not add texture to my first succulent on the left because it's supposed to be a smooth one. Some succulents and cacti grow beautiful flowers, so feel free to add 1 or 2 flowers as well. You know me, I always like to outline or trace my drawings when they're done to make them pop. I love how it looks like a coloring page when it's all done. When your whole drawing is complete, it's time to color. Most succulents are green, but there are so many different types of green. Light green, forest green, lime green, turquoise, army green. Pick your favorite one, color in the succulent, the pot, and don't forget to give your background some love. Let me just magically finish my background here. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. I had so much fun drawing succulents that I made 2. Here's an example with just one cactus, the vertical way, with a different background. I cannot wait to see yours.